Hey everyone, my name is Yuqing Shi. In this video, we're gonna make realistic impact decal. So let's take a look. Yeah, the material network isn't very complex, but we'll be focusing on this node first, parallax occlusion mapping. I just gonna wanna introduce the basic usage about this node, like how does it work, how does it sample the texture. I'll make it quick, just give you a brief view about this node. And after that, we will jump into Substance Designer to make the textures we needed. So, normal map as usual. And this one is pretty interesting because I blended 3 different maps. The first one is our alpha mask, and the green channel holds the emissive data, and blue channel is you can call it Heightmap or the depth map because it is related to this node. And once we finished, we will put them textures into our level, and let's go through rest of them. The rotating textures, yeah, 2 textures here, and I rotated them, set different direction and different time speed, yeah, and I multiply the green channel of them, or you can lerp, or you can multiply the R channel, whatever, and then I multiply a scalar to control the intensity about this. So I use the green channel of this texture to subtract this one, this rotating textures, yeah, to make this to make our effect dynamic. So you can, I just change some values, adjust some values. Yeah, you can see it's more the velocity. And detail is the intensity. Yeah. Saturate it. So we just make sure the value is keep from 0 to 1, and then so we can use the curve to control the emissive to set the color, and also multiply a scalar parameter to control the final result, like opacity and normal. Specular and roughness, I just set a single value to them, and base color is controlled by our blue channel. It is this. I just set the color to plug into B. It's about the age of this this whole effect. So yeah. I don't want this age too dark or too black. I just want to give this a little bit value. So this should be fine. Yeah. So the opacity, I just use the cheap contrast to control the contrast, and then so this node is about if you want to make something different, like in this case we just make the realistic style, or you want to make something stylized, you can just adjust this parameter is opacity contrast. Yeah, 5. Set 5. You can see this. The edge of this effect is more solid. Yeah. Also, yeah. Also, I use a lerp to control the normal. And generally, I set the value to 0.5, 0.75. If I just put a light into our level, you can see yeah, that's it. That's probably everything about this text about this material. Yeah, the material domain is deferred decal, blend mode, translucent. Decal blend mode is debuffer, translucent, color, normal, and roughness. Yeah. Before we get started, I just want to give a big shout out to Yuejia and Wenwuli. They're the ones who taught me the techniques in this video. Without their help and support, I couldn't have made this effect. So I'm really grateful for this. Thank you so much. By the way, my engine version is 4.27.2, and I'm currently using the version 12.4.0 of Substance Designer, probably the latest one, but it doesn't matter, I think. So parallax occlusion mapping and normal map both use the texture data to represent the surface bumpiness without adding vertices to model. So normal map simulates bumpiness by adding different normal data to each pixel, thus changing the calculation result of light shading. And parallax occlusion mapping achieves bump by adding Heightmap data to each pixel. And shifting the UV coordinates according to Heightmap data and the viewport angle, or you can call it the camera angle. Let's see. I set a camera actor here, and let's see. For this viewport, as control, this says this is our stage or ground. My camera should be here, and this will be our whole effect. And this angle is our camera angle, camera direction. Yeah. So the first input we can is called Heightmap texture. It is a texture 2D map, so not a certain channel, because it will be sampled inside of the function. Yeah. So we just need a texture sample and convert to a texture object, or if you need it, we can convert to a texture object parameter. Yeah. And height ratio allows us to adjust the depth, like how deep you want it to be. If we set a higher value, yeah. If we set higher value, it will be deeper. This. But it's still based on our depth map. Yeah. In this case, if you the center of this hole is the deepest area. If you move further away from the center, it slowly gets higher. So the further away from the center in the height map, the whiter it is. So a simple summary is that white represents high and black represents low. And here's main steps and map steps. If we look closely, we will see something like something maybe cut off, you know. Like here, maybe here, here. Yeah. This is about a step because as steps, maximum steps 32. If we raise the number 400, yeah, it will be filled in, and that becomes smooth. Yeah, looks better, isn't it? But it will be extremely expensive. Yeah, extremely expensive. So you might be think I set the max steps 64, and we got 156 instructions, and if I set 300, and still 156 instructions. But if we just if we check it out the description of this node, of this function, it says keep in mind that the material cost will not be easily trackable using the instruction count or sheet complexity. So don't believe that. Don't believe that shader instruction counts. Don't trust that. So the Heightmap channel is that which channel of this texture you're gonna use as the Heightmap. So in this case, we set blue, so it's 0010. Make sure this it requires vector 4. And yeah, if we when we're using this node, I mean parallax occlusion mapping, we just if we rotate the text the decal, then we got an issue, I think. Yeah, because it could be a bug, but generally, we do not need to rotate a decal. So I just mentioned about that. This graph looks a bit messy, so let's start a new one. Yeah. So first, I set up a few polygons, and then use level to soften their edges, and then put them together with the tile generator and blur. So this step is mainly used to be to make the polygons irregular. That is to make a mess of them. Yeah. I use different scale of cells and blend it, and I use histogram select and blurred. Then I subtract the this grayscale. So directional warp and warp node are means to make each individual look more interesting. Let's take a look. Yeah. And here I use a level to make every individual to be white, and I'm gonna use flow fill to give it a random angle grayscale gradient. Sorry, gradient, and I level it to make it clear, and use this node called flow fill to random grayscale to make each individual has a different random grayscale, random value. Yeah, and still level to enhance the construct, and use this random grayscale as opacity, and this is blending mode is copy, by the way. And based on this mask, I just want to say the closer to 1 on this mask, it would be closer to the foreground. The and closer, and if it closer to 0, and it will be closer to the background input. I'm gonna show you something. Yeah. So that's it. and I multiply. Sorry. Uh, here I use the slope blur grayscale to make it look more like to make it look more like rocks. Yeah. Let's see this after I use this node and before. Let's take a look. Yeah, because I like this gradient of transition from black to white. Yeah, and I multiply them. So we get that each individual has a different value. They have different gradient directions, and they all look very like stones. Yeah. So here we use a flow field map, and still, and I grab the flow field to be box size. This one I set x, this one I set y. This node that allows us output this node output the grayscale based on the length and width. So I blend them. And I choose make the blend mode to minimum, and it will pick the lower value between these two inputs. So this section is is responsible for excluding stones that are too small in size. I said here's after we excluding, and here's before. I don't want this stone is too small, looks too small. Yeah, here. And we generally if we want select the specific stone or something, we just grab this node called crop grayscale, and we can select like this. Yeah, which is good, but but here I just use some use a node called pixel processor, like the like material function in Unreal Engine. It's a customized node. You can customize node, and here and still we use flow field so that we can grab a node called float field to random grayscale. This node outputs the gives each individual stone a random grayscale value, and there is a random seed we can change. But I just set the default value 0 to here, and here I just use a node called minimum and maximum. It will give us the a float that if you need a minimum or maximum value of this map. Yeah. So I set the maximum value is 0.8086. Let's see, it should be here. Yeah. The value, you can take a look, 0.86. And here, let's see, I expose the parameter here. I set a float and name a d, whatever, and here's the input. I said input. The sign dollar position is like a UV. Yeah, you can. It's like UV in it's like this. Yeah. And I subtract the float we get. This float, you know, is the maximum. It's a maximum value. So the results, the result of this is mostly less than 0 and only 1 equal to 0. But this one is what we want. But I should set this value to 0. But I just in case to set a negative 0.001. And I said, and here's if and if else. I said if the value you know greater or equal than negative 0.001, I will output 1, and if not, so mostly if not, mostly it's not. I'll set the grayscale to 0. So we just pick this stone, yeah, and here, and we do this again, but just make sure we change the random seed, because we don't want the same random seed. You know, if we set the same, we will. No, sorry. We just I just don't want the same random seed, and I and this section is just exclude the last the node, the stone we just picked out, and I don't want this anymore. And I just subtract this one, and again do this once more. Yeah, and we get this one. And still here I just when we subtract the last one, but here we still got the first one. The first one is here. Is this stone, and I use a level node to make the every stone grayscale to be a grayscale value to be 1, and I just multiply it, to, and still exclude this this stone. Yeah, and do that again, and yeah, this section is the same. Random seed 3, and we don't want the last one, but we still we've still got these two stones to exclude, and we just level the last one here, and I multiply, and we do this several times, so we've got 8 different stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we do this 8 times, and the last one's random seed is 7. Just make sure. So next thing we're gonna do is to center each selected stone, and we still need a flow fill node, and I grab this node called a flow fill to position, and this node uh, allows us to this node records the coordinate information of x and y axis. So I just set RGB split, but only R channel and gray channel is available. So first we're gonna take a look at the R channels. So in the red channel, the the closer to right side, the whiter the stone is. So here you can see, and again in the green channel, the closer to the bottom, the whiter the stone is. Here, yeah. And we just use them to plug into the RGB merge as a red channel and green channel. They're not representing the color or something. We just it just means the information about the graph. And blue channel set a big box, a bounding box size again, because I need to confirm how big the stone is to control the scale. Yeah. And alpha, we're gonna use this as the height map, or we're gonna use this map as height map, and we connect to alpha channel, and we still need a pixel processor to do something, but it's just multiply each other. But if you do that outside this node, let's see. We've got different result. I guess blend would this node would automatically ignore the alpha channel about this. So I'm gonna just use the pixel processor to manipulate the texture. And again, RGB split. Make sure the R channel and green channel represents the position information, and blue channel is the size. And still I convert the grayscale to the number, the float. So I expose three floats called X and Y and R. And here, so here is a point. Like we need to let's scale the this texture first. Zooming in on here. This section is about zoom in, and based on its center. This scale, And here is uh, here we're gonna center make put the put this stone to the center of the graph. So we we just need the center of this node is 0.5, 0.5, and we subtract the R channel and green channel of x and y, the position about the the position about this stone we're gonna pick, and here I just give you I just draw here 0.5, 0.5, and I subtract here this node, the position about this not this node, it's the position about this stone, and then we've got direction here, and then we've got the direction between the position and the center, and then we gonna subtract this position, this distance. Sorry, subtract the distance, and we sample. We're gonna sample this image. We're gonna use it as UV to sample this image, so we could get this result. Yeah, by the way, make sure that the filtering node is be linear, because we always scale a texture something, we're gonna lose some details, because if we just set the if we set normal 100, and here we can see there are very smooth pixels here, very nice transition. And if we change, if I just pick the nearest filter mode, we can set it's not very beautiful like before. Despite this, here we can just can't detect anything. But if we set a normal, it should be clear. So each selected stone needs to we're gonna do the operation to them here, and then we use the auto level to make them look better. Yeah, and here we're gonna make cracks, so we start by the one array node, or you can set one array fractal cells or something. Yeah. Warp, blur, invert grayscale. I invert because I need something feeling like I need the lines, the lines feels like to perform the feeling of cracks. Yeah, and slope blur to add more detail. Auto level to make the grayscale or and we just write the lines, the value of the lines, and we need some dirt to perform the some detail about this, and white dirt and black, something black. We just make them look soft. And here we're gonna start to create the whole. So we're gonna create we're gonna set the shape, and warp. Still slope blur grayscale, and blur auto level, and invert, and use this to invert level, to invert the grayscale, and need a noise to perform some detail about this. So, and again we'll blend, transform 2D to adjust the size and level to make the center bright, and bevel to scale this this mask, and still blend the noise that makes that feels like something different maybe. and again blur HQ grayscale we need, and we blended, and then we multiply them. Here we've got a mask, but we need is Heightmap. So I just take this node and level, and make level, and in this node, in this blend node, I just set the blend mode to subtract, to use the background to subtract the foreground. The foreground is our this looks like the mask node, and so here we've got our cracks, because we subtract this texture, and we can do something like level. So we just use this node as a background height to shape splatter. This is a node we're gonna introduce. So we got 8 pattern input number, because we just can't add more. And here is shape scale. I grab this node from here, and here's mask random. Mask random is from here. Auto level. Here's a vector map. Gonna take a look at this one. So shape scale is a node that is to scale the size of the stone based on grayscale, of this map, of this node. See, shape scale, shape map multiplier. Yeah, it's this. That is. Yeah. If we set 1, the center of this rocks, stones just disappeared because they're too small. because the center where because the center of this graph is uh, nearly 0, and mask random is to make sure the stone is only displayed in the white area. So I use level, and here maybe it should be here. Yeah. If I turn it mask random map multiplier to 0, you can see 0. Then the surrounding is also stones, which doesn't look good. Yeah. And here's vector map. I see. It's probably position here. Vector map multiplier. Vector map we only need its orientation as the basis for the offset, but if we set this value to if we set it to 3, it will have less rocks around it. So we just make sure that we have that the right number of rocks, and over here, and they have different size, and still make sure they're looking good. And rotation random, size scale, size position random, offset, rotation random, and here's the height. You can scale the height. So I just set 0.03, and here the conform to background. If the conform to background value is set too high, then it will stick to the background. You can see the description. So just give you. If I set 0, if the height map looks like a stage or floor, like this, maybe like this one, I think. Yeah, like this one. I don't think this one looks very good for now, but okay, we should keep going. So the other parameters, I don't think they're too difficult, so you can just play around with them. Yeah. So we've got ourselves the height map, the actual height map. Yeah. So we just auto levels, and again levels. Maybe not. Maybe you can just connect to blue channel directly. But whatever. And here is here. Let's talk about the emissive. Yeah. So I use RGB split. So the blue channel I used is actually the mask of stones in shape splatter. If you set R, and green is it looks like the UV about this alpha. Alpha is actually a Heightmap. Okay. Then I multiply them. Opacity I set 0.35, and I just can take normal as intensity 50, as we're gonna output this map as normal map, but here we're gonna set 14, so we can use curvature and level to like invert, and I multiply multiple times, multiply again, and multiply again, and overlay, maybe multiply again, whatever, multiply levels, yeah, and I just multiply a shape. You can customize the size here. Here is the final emissive map. And here because I have to invert, so I just use level node and invert grayscale. I don't want it to be the edge to be too solid like my texture before I made before. What? Like this one? This one. So we've got the solid texture, the solid edge here, and here. What the fuck? What's going on? I don't know, but it looks fine. It looks fine. Wow. Holy shit. Okay. And I just blur and level and again. So that's all of them. That should be all of them. So let me just put the textures into our level, shall we? Okay. I'm just gonna name one. I'm tired about this. 2. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Oh fuck. Sorry. I forgot. Okay, so just use this. Oh, what? One, two. What? Do you like it? Huh. Wow, it looks smooth. That's like 32, 64. It doesn't matter, so it says just 32. Wow. Yeah. Maybe you can, maybe you need to adjust something. I don't know. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say. It's my first time to recording the English video here, and yeah. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.